All right.
All right. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the Hockey Girls. What is this week? This is episode 15.
Yeah. Very new.
Very exciting. And here to join us on episode 15 is John Buccigross. We are so excited to have you.
Welcome.
Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh. We love you like so
Yeah.
much. We have to say that first. We think you're so awesome.
You know,
so, literally like you
hair toss.
responded and we were like, oh my God.
we were like, oh my God.
Like, oh my God.
We did it.
I know.
We got
So,
it.
like, we're here. So funny. But so about you are like a huge freaking name in ESPN and like the NHL. You never played hockey, did you?
Just as a kid growing up on ponds and stuff like that, but
Okay.
certainly not college or the NHL. No.
Gotcha. Okay. How on earth did you get from doing like just general sports center and like, what was it? Baseball Tonight a while back to like being almost all NHL now? Well,
I grew up with the sport. My dad grew up in Boston. So he was a big hockey fan growing up, even though I grew up in Pennsylvania and Ohio. He was a big Boston sports fan. The Boston Bruins were the biggest, show in town in the early 70s when I was a little kid. Bobby Orr and the Bruins won a cup in 1970 and won another one in 1972. They were massively popular in Boston, even though we lived out there. We would listen to games on the radio, go to games in Pittsburgh. When Boston would come in town, I collected hockey cards. I read hockey books. So I, like a lot of American boys who grew up in the 70s and 80s, I was a big, most of them are baseball, basketball, and football fans. I just added hockey. I liked and followed hockey as much as those other three sports. So that was kind of rare, but that would serve me well once I got to ESPN. My career started on Cape Cod, and my first boss was a woman. She was the news director, and her dad was the Boston Bruins play-by-play guy. And then I got the next job was in Providence, Rhode Island, and they got a Frozen Four once year, and they had college hockey teams in Brown and Providence there. So I've always had hockey kind of in my career. And then I got to ESPN and in 1996, did ESPN News primarily, filled in with sports centers. And then I started hosting NHL Tonight in the fall of 1998. So I was, 32 years old. It was a nightly highlight hockey show, 5 nights a week. The internet video still wasn't a thing. So if you wanted to watch hockey highlights, you kind of had to watch TV.
Right.
Certainly wasn't YouTube or any really reliable internet video for a while. So it was really a show of record that was on 5 nights a week during the hockey season. Really only one of its kind at the time, and really for a long time. So to host that for a long time. And then I started writing hockey columns in 2001 on ESPN.com. And I did that for 15 years. And I really got a cool following out of that. I thought America didn't really have a written hockey column that was really kind of pop culture and fun. And so I thought there was a vacuum there. So I thought I could fill it. And I was really shocked at when I started writing that, the reaction really all over the world. I'd get emails from all over the world because I was one of the first people to put my email address at the end of the column. I think at the time, some of the older sports writers either didn't know how to use email or couldn't take criticism, or maybe didn't want the feedback. I wanted the feedback. Same thing with my Twitter page. I want to know what people like, and that's what I'll steer to. I feel like I want to entertain on there as much as you express yourself however you want. I'd also do want to tailor, what do people like? What do they enjoy? And so that gave me a chance to see that and really hear from people. And then we lost the NHL in 2004. So NHL Tonight went away. I kept writing my column. And then a couple of years after that, I asked if I could start doing play-by-play for college hockey and to try to get experience and get reps. And then maybe some point in the future, maybe would get the NHL back at ESPN. And then I could start doing play-by-play, which is what I really want to do. It's what excites me the most in my career now. And so lo and behold, it took 18 years to get the NHL back, but we got it back and this year. And so, and now I'm back doing everything that I love again, including play-by-play. But that gap in between 04 and really now, doing some college stuff and then the social media with Bucci Overtime Challenge and college hockey, I kind of created my own little thing on that. And so it really feels like I've been involved in hockey for the last 25 years. I've been at ESPN 25 years, and some of it's on ESPN and some of it's on my own on social media. So really a lot of the players, even in the NHL now, young players, 25 and younger, Austin Matthews and Trevor Zegras and Cole Caulfield, they've been following me on Twitter since they were little kids, since they're like 12, 13 years old. So they kind of grew up with me on social media, which probably has a bigger impact on them than the people who are on TV when we didn't have the NHL on ESPN and it was on NBC, because they were more into the social media and the phone, and so it's kind of interesting. I just kind of thought about that recently, how social media really kind of bridged the gap for me. I never really went away. I just kind of invented this new thing. Someone else invented Twitter and Instagram, but I use that as a way to stay involved and create some new things and new fun. So it's been a fun ride with hockey over my 25 years at ESPN and 33 completely in television.
That's awesome.
That's amazing. Speaking of social media, probably one of our favorite videos is the one with Trevor Zegras, and it was I don't remember what game it was after, but when he was like, "Oh, I saw you at Tim Hortons."
It like went viral on TikTok like recently. I don't know if you knew that. And
it was the game of his crazy goal. Remember the crazy goal where he alley-ooped to Sonny Milano.
Yeah.
And so afterwards, Ryan Callahan's talking to him, and actually one of our bosses here, Mike McQuaid, he knows those guys kind of interact with me pretty good. So it was actually his idea. It's like, hey, give Trevor the headset and Bucci will ask him a question. So he grabs the headset and he puts it on, and I was going to ask him a question, but before I even got the question, I was like, Bucci, I saw you at Tim Hortons this morning. I was going to say hi, but you look busy, so I kept walking. I go, oh, sorry, Trevor. And I mentioned it. Yeah, I was smashed. I said, did you see me smash that Boston Cream donut? And he goes, I saw you smash two. So he went along. I didn't have to, but he went along with the bit. He's really got a good instinct for that. And again, that's what those kids, they grew up with phone, they grew up with TikTok.
Yeah.
They understand bits and how to act and how to almost like improvise. And so that was a great moment early in the season. The first year we have hockey back on ESPN. So on ESPN Plus, which is kind of a confusing streaming service to some older people, don't quite get how it works. So to have that go viral, the goal, and then that soundbite, like you said, which kind of showed his interaction with me, which again, because I'm gone for a long time for the TV side, and my bosses are like, should this guy be doing games? Yeah. So that really helped me a lot from Trevor. I really appreciate it from him that he kind of gave me a little stage and gave me some shine by showing how he's comfortable interacting with me, because he grew up with me on Twitter. I'd never met him before. I'd never talked to Trevor before. That's the first time I really ever even talked to him. So for him to be that comfortable to go right into that, I think that was really cool. That made me feel good that when I do communicate on Twitter and Instagram, I want people to be comfortable and have fun and keep it light and have a lot of heart. And so that was really a cool moment for me. It kind of like I talked about the whole social media gap, how that was a culminating moment showing how those guys, were following me all those years. Now that's helped me in my career now.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Bridges that gap.
It does. And speaking of your Twitter, your account is one of my favorite accounts ever. Your comedy is just like on point. It's so funny.
Cool. Top tier.
Literally.
Thank you.
So good. It's so good.
Well, I want to mostly have fun, talk from the heart, have fun, speak from the heart, talk about how awesome life is, how awesome hockey is. So I thank you for saying that. That means a lot.
You're doing great.
All right.
Doing something right. But that's where your overtime challenge kind of came about.
Yeah.
Can you explain what exactly that is for anyone listening that doesn't know about it, and like how that
it's just a silly game we used to play back when we had hockey, like I said, way back 18, 19 years ago. A game would go to overtime. We'd be like, oh geez, now we got to work late because our game our night doesn't end until our show after the overtime game. So it's like, oh boy, we could be here till 2 a.m. So I say, let's all throw $1 on the set and pick one guy in each team. And if your guy happens to score, you take the other $2 from Barry Melrose and Ray Ferraro. Yeah. If some guy scores that none of us had, you put your own $1 back in your pocket and you start the show. Just a way to kind of kill time and root for a guy. Oh, there's my guy. Oh, So soon after I joined Twitter, I remember I said, I remember that silly game. Maybe I'll just say, hey, pick one guy each team. I use the hashtag Bucci Overtime Challenge. It's kind of clunky. It's probably too long. If I had a focus group, you would never come up with it. But I think in the end, because it's clunky and because it's kind of obviously homemade, it kind of, I think that added to the charm of it. And I said, I'll just retweet 10 people. Because, when Twitter started, retweeting was high currency. People wanted to be retweeted. They thought then more people would see it. And then, with people with followers retweeting, then maybe they get more followers. That was the idea. As we come to find out, it doesn't really work that way, but that's how they thought it would work early on. In some cases, it does. You can grow by getting retweeted. So that was my prize. I'll retweet 10 people. And I just couldn't believe each time I did it, second time, then third time, I think it was 2011, 2012. It just kept more and more people. I go, holy mackerel on that. And so maybe I'll throw a tweet out there. Hey, maybe I'll make t-shirts up and I'll give 10 people a game who gets it right, 10 random people who get the right answer. I'll give them a t-shirt and then I'll give people a chance to buy it and we'll give the money to charity. And then I got enough for, I would definitely do that. I would do that. I would do that. I would buy one. It's okay. Maybe I'll try it. So I bought 1,000 t-shirts, white t-shirts, small, medium, large, took like 200 each of small, medium, large, extra large, double XL. I'm like, am I going to get rid of these t-shirts that cost me like $5,000? Well, actually, it wasn't just like $5 a piece. Not too bad. That shows you how cheap it is to make a t-shirt.
Right.
But then people started sending money to my house. I was selling like crazy. Then I got black t-shirts. The next time I realized, wow, black sounds better than white. It sells a lot more. And it's sudden. And then finally someone taught me about a GoDaddy account and then Shopify. And all this 10 years later, I've given away $250,000 to hockey charities just from that silly game just starting out on, Bucciot.com. And I, got coasters and koozies and hats now and college hockey. So it really spawned this kind of fun hat, t-shirt, merchandise kind of world to get involved in. It's kind of fun creating products, wondering if they're going to work. T-shirts, they're going to be available through them so they can mail everything. It doesn't come to my house and I go to the post office and I mail everything. I'm a one-man band for the last 10 years, but like I said, it was fun writing those big checks for charity and it was really cool. Like I said, so it was a good way to bond with the fan, have a lot of fun. And but just started with one tweet on one night and it turned into this whole big thing that I can't believe is still going. I thought it would die out by now, but every night it trends on Twitter and just hundreds and hundreds of people get the right answer. So thousands and thousands of people are still playing. It's really strange.
I do it every now and then too. So I see it. And I'm like, oh, this is fun. It's so fun.
It heightens the fun to watch the game. So if you have Adrian Kempe and Leon Draisaitl tonight, if it goes overtime, then every time they come on, get him, and then he scores, so you're pumped. But then you have to be one of 10 people that I pick, just kind of randomly, because like I said, if Adrian Kempe scores, 400 people are going to have him. So it's hard. The next step is to be, one of 400 people getting picked. So that's the part people don't understand. So when the game first came out, people thought they automatically won if they picked the right guy. They didn't understand that 400 people would also pick him. And I'd be bankrupt if I had to mail 400 t-shirts after one game. I would have been bankrupt from the postage. So it doesn't quite work that way. You got to win twice.
Right.
Love it.
It just keeps it entertaining, keeps it fun, keeps people interested.
Yeah. Free gambling. Yeah, it's free gambling.
Exactly. And it expands the game to like so many people who really wouldn't know otherwise. Like I saw recently it was trending under the Met Gala.
I love that.
Like, people see, Met Gala, and then they see Bucci Overtime Challenge, and they're like, what is that? And they learn about it.
That's my favorite part. Like when I remember a couple of years ago, I took a screenshot. I don't think I still have it, but like number 1 trending topic, Snoop Dogg smokes weed. Number 2, Bucci Overtime Challenge. Yes. Number 3, Rihanna at the Met Gala. It's like these 2 huge pop culture icons. And then here's Bucci Overtime Challenge. Little Bucci right in the middle, sandwiched in between. I always found that some people, they make them feel like, oh yeah, look at me. But to me, it was hysterical. So that is so stupid. It's so stupid. This silly little thing is doing that,
That's so fun.
There's Bucci right in between Snoop and Rihanna.
Right.
Yeah.
Love it.
Man of the
one of these things does not belong here.
Which one of these is not like the others?
No, Sesame Street. That's Sesame Street, right?
Right.
I love it. Oh my gosh. But there have also recently, like you just said, the Kings and Oilers went into overtime. So let's talk brackets.
Oh yeah. What's your playoff?
What's going on?
What are your playoff thoughts at the moment? Now that we're kind of in this round 1 a bit.
Yeah, it's so hard because in the East, I had the Capitals winning, and it looked pretty good there for a while. Now it doesn't look good.
Yeah,
I
had going for Panthers here.
Yeah, I had the Rangers, which didn't look good. Now it might look good if Crosby's hurt. I did pick the Maple Leafs, and they're up 3-2, so that could look good, but still might not. And I did have the Hurricane. No, I might have picked the Bruins actually, and that doesn't look good.
Yeah.
And the West, I had Colorado. That was easy.
That was easy. We all knew that one.
I had Nashville. I was so upset.
I know. I don't know why.
You got to pick one or two upsets because there's always upsets. You just can't pick chalk so it's fun to pick one or two. I did have the Wild. They're down.
Yeah.
Have the Oilers. They're down.
Yeah. I can't believe the Oilers in Game Series.
I can't either.
That one threw me off.
That would be the biggest shocker to me.
It would be crazy.
Same.
Somehow the Kings win.
Yeah.
And then what's the last one? I did have Calgary beating Dallas. And that looks good now. So.
I feel like, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like Calgary and Dallas, like I keep forgetting about.
It's been very good. They've been hitting each other. It's been
it's been super aggressive.
It's on late. It's like you kind of forget about it. You do kind of forget.
Like it was on last night, and I got home from like yoga. Yeah. And I was like, "Are there any games on still?" And then it was that one game. I was like, they're still
going.
Free hockey, yeah.
Yeah, so good. But oh my gosh, do you have like a favored team you think is going to go all the way to the cup?
I mean, if I had to bet a paycheck, I always say that's the way to. I think that's the way you phrase the question when you ask people. If you said you have to bet a paycheck, no option.
Right. Yeah.
I would say Colorado. I think she's just trying to think. Doesn't mean they're necessarily going to win, but what team has the highest probability of winning if you had to bet a paycheck? And I still think it's them. With Makar and McKinnon, if they get goaltending, he stays healthy, and the rest of the defense is good. And of course, you still have Kadri, and you can't just get there's a lot of good on that team. So if I had to bet a paycheck, I would certainly say them. But after that, I could see literally anybody, winning it.
I know.
We both are going for Panthers. Yeah. Honestly, we think they could take it.
I think they'll be up against Colorado. So I don't.
I was banking on a Colorado first round exit.
That did
just
not happen.
purely out of like a personal spite. And so I'm so mad about it.
Yeah, they're moving on. But the Panthers looked like they finally found their mojo last night. Because when you're a high scoring team during the regular season, you come from behind. It's hard to do that in the playoff, but they did it last night. They're down 3-0. They scored 5 in a row. It's what they've done all year. So if they can start getting that regular season mojo and start scoring goals again and get loose and free, there's no doubt that's a loaded lineup, and they're definitely a threat to get there.
Oh, absolutely.
I think it'll be like I think they're the most fun to watch right now. Personally,
I agree. And Colorado's fun too. It'd be an amazing Stanley Cup final. It'd be fast, high scoring, up and down. It'd be a lot of fun.
It totally would. I just have beef with Colorado.
I don't like Colorado.
I really do. One player wrongs me, and I'm like, "You're done." Yeah.
Clearly, you don't forget. You're a woman not to be crossed with.
Yeah.
At least you get it, Bucci.
I get it. I respect it.
I love it.
The queen.
So true.
Oh my gosh. I love you so much. This is great. But and then actually during the finals, I just read it's happening, I think, between games 3 and 4 is going to be the NHL Awards. You tweeted recently or something that you're one of the voters for that.
Yeah, first time ever. I'm very excited.
Who votes on that? Because I actually don't even know.
Well, it's usually different. The GMs vote on the Vezina, and I think they vote on, and the broadcasters vote on Coach of the Year. And the Professional Hockey Writers Association votes on the other ones, which MVP, Norris, Rookie of the Year, Selke, and then the first team All-Star team, the postseason All-Star team, which lives with you for the rest of your career. That's pretty prestigious. And then the All-Rookie team. So again, I'm not in the Professional Writers Association, but I don't know if that was a mistake or they're trying to get some. If they're trying to get some TV people, and I never understood why we weren't involved because we watched more games than the writers do. The writers watch one game a night. Oh, wow. I watch every game on TV. I watch every game on TV every night. And now I'm broadcasting some as well. So maybe some of play-by-play guy, you kind of, and you're in the rink, you see games in person, you talk to people. So I was very honored and pumped that I got it. So the way you do it is for those major awards I told you about, Selke, rookie, MVP, and what was the other one? Rookie, Selke, Norris. Yeah. You do top 5. Who's your top 5?
Okay.
And so that's how they tabulate the votes. And, one must be worth a certain amount, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you get so many points for what level you are. And then they add them all up. Obviously, I don't know how many voters there would be. There could be 50, 60, 70, 80, 100, probably a decent amount.
Okay.
And so, yes, that was really cool. It was fun to think about and kind of work on. And it's tough decision. And because I saw the Rookie of the Year finalist yesterday, and Lucas Raymond wasn't on it. He was my second.
Really?
Rookie of the Year pick. It was, I went Sider, Raymond, and Zegras.
Oh, we were gonna say that, but Zegras.
If you didn't say Zegras, I was gonna be real hurt.
Yeah, I didn't pick him number 1. Hope he doesn't. But I did pick him 3. And but Michael Bunting, who didn't make my top 5, is in the final 3. So obviously, a lot of people picked Michael Bunting. I just thought he was a little older, which again, rules are rule. I get it, but I just think if you're 19 years old, like Sider and like Zegras, especially Zegras playing center.
Yeah.
And Sider playing defense, which are really hard to play for a young player. Mm-hmm. Obviously, wing is a little easier for Raymond. It's the easiest position to play is wing. But his hands were so good. He's so smart. I like so much about him. So I put him number 2. But he's didn't make the final 3.
Wow,
man, that's a good top 3 though. I like it. Yeah,
it's pretty solid.
Solid.
Yeah, and for MVP, I picked MVP was announced today. That was McDavid, Matthews, and Shesterkin.
Right.
I didn't have Shesterkin in my top 5. I had McDavid 1, Matthews 2, and Huberdeau 3. But so I thought Huberdeau. I know a lot of people were, especially in the analytics community, was slamming his defense. But I just thought everything they did this year. Again, they're the best team. They had the most points. He had the most points on the best team. He was in the middle of everything. Barkov is probably the better player all the way around. But what Huberdeau did for this regular season, everything went through him. And had a monster season, led this league in assists, still scored. Their offense was humming. I really think he was the biggest reason why. So that's why I put him 3rd.
That makes sense.
Solid options, yeah.
So a lot of fun doing that.
That's awesome. And congratulations for it's like your first year.
Yeah.
I hope you get to do it like every year now. That's so exciting.
Yeah, even if it's only one time, it was still fun. Because when I go back and look at the 2022 MVP or Norris Trophy, and I voted for Victor Hedman for Norris Trophy, and I bet most people will pick Makar or Yossi. But I thought Hedman was the best all-around defenseman in the league this year. You know that you're a part of that trophy. You had one little vote. It's like that's kind of cool.
So exciiding.
Yeah, you got a little hand in it.
I love it.
Yeah.
We do have more of like a personal question just for fun. We asked this to our other guests also. First of all, have you been to Vegas?
Oh, multiple times. Yeah. 6, 7, 8, 10 times. Yeah.
Love it. So we're from Vegas. Obviously, we're local.
Locals, born and raised.
I'm not born, but I'm definitely raised.
Shout out Summerlin. Love Summerlin.
Yes.
That's where we are right now. Yeah. Love it. But we were going to ask, do you have like a favorite thing to do here or like a favorite memory from Vegas?
Like if you come to Vegas, you're like, I have to do this.
Yeah.
I can't leave town without doing this.
Early 2000s had some really fun pool parties at the Hard Rock pool. That was really fun.
That's like our favorite.
Yeah. Shout out to the past, that was a cool pool scene. Really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And played golf actually in Summerlin, a place called the Summit, which is a great new course up there, private course.
I live near there.
Yeah, really nice. My buddy Pete lives near there, so I this summer I hung out with him at his house. We played Summit, which was awesome. Saw Max Pacioretty there, and
neighbor.
Yeah, Colin Morikawa is there a lot too, so it's a pretty cool spot. But yeah, the pool parties obviously went to a couple years ago. I went to Van Morrison concert Friday and a Vegas Columbus Blue Jacket game Saturday with a college friend. So that was a cool weekend. It was kind of weird. I went to that game at the bar. There's a couple of bars there right outside the arena that obviously you know of. Mm-hmm. Right across the street from that boutique hotel. That's where I stayed. Forget the name of that little boutique hotel. With an N? Not sure. But a really cool boutique hotel right across the street from the arena.
Oh, the Nomad?
Nomad, exactly. I was going to say that, but it's not Nomad. Yeah, really, really cool little boutique hotel. And so we had a couple of drinks before the game. I go, I can't believe all the Blue Jacket sweaters here. And then it dawned on me, if you're a fan of an NHL team, you're going to travel to see your team one time on the road, you're going to go to Vegas.
You got to
3-day weekend, go see a show, go see a game, and that's where you're going to go. So I think they'll always have some opposing team fans. At least, like when Columbus scored, you could hear like about 500 or 1,000 cheer. So that was kind of neat. It really kind of was a light bulb moment that makes sense. That people will make a fun weekend and around their hockey team.
Oh yeah. The amount of times that we've been seated next to, because we go to Vegas games all the time. We're big Vegas fans.
Yeah.
Well, I did my first NHL, first NHL game I ever did was this year. I'd never done NHL play-by-play before. And opening night, they tell me I'm doing opening night in Vegas. I go, really?
No, wait. How did
I was kind of surprised. Yeah, I was
awesome.
kind of. So I got to call the first goal in Seattle Kraken history with Ryan Donato, and then so it was just so cool that first night this year, our doubleheader. With Tampa and Pittsburgh game 1, Sean McDonough and Ray Farrell did that, and I got to do game 2 opening night. I was like, wow, I'm surprised they asked me, but I'm glad they did.
Wow,
we're so glad they did. That's amazing.
Because that was
and then I was there for the All-Star game. Me and Brian Boucher did the skills competition, so that was a lot of fun.
We were there. We were both there.
There you go.
My gosh, worlds colliding.
I know, yeah.
I had no idea you were there this whole time.
Yeah.
So I was there twice
during the game.
I was there twice this year. So that was fun. Hope I get back next year, do some games, and I love Vegas. I really enjoy whenever I go there.
Yeah. Do you remember if you saw during the All-Stars a sign that said Tom Wilson, we don't know her?
I don't remember that. No.
Okay,
if you did,
that was us.
That's us.
All right. I'll look for it next year.
We were right behind the goal. I don't remember which goal. We were right behind one of the goals, and we had to bring signs. Of course.
Of course we did.
Awesome, absolutely. Love the signs they have around there, especially during warm-ups. So that's become a nice little NHL tradition.
Yeah. It's so fun. I love it.
Sure.
Yeah,
it just makes it fun.
It does.
It does.
Oh my gosh. Well, we have one more thing.
One last.
Sure.
And this is kind of our favorite.
All right.
You've become very famous also, in addition to everything else, for rating chicken parms on Twitter.
Yeah, another stupid thing.
How did this happen?
Another stupid thing. I think it really began a couple years ago when I would be like at home making myself chicken parm, and playoffs. And it's before, again, we don't have hockey now. These last few years, first year we've had it in so long. It's like, oh, I'm home. Nothing like chicken parm and watching playoff hockey, and every once in a while I would tweet out my dinner like that, and then people are like, well, that looks good. Can I come over? Blah, blah. And then people started tweeting me like, remember they just tried, treating their chicken parm, or if they were out having chicken parm. And at first I just kind of was like, oh, that's cool. And then for some reason, I think it was just subconscious. Maybe I'll just start to kind of, or that looks good, or oh, that looks terrible. Here's what you should do here. And then and I saw the reaction again. Like I said before on Twitter, if I see a reaction, I say, okay, people must like that. So I'll do that. I feel like I want people to like what I'm talking about, and I kind of tailor it towards other people, not just about me. And sure enough, I just started getting more kind of quirky. And then I realized some people like to be roasted. So maybe I could amp it up a little bit, not never be mean or hurtful, but just to kind of take it right to that edge. And then I realized some people like that. A couple of people take it seriously. Like, no, you understand, this is kind of a bit. It's somewhat serious. It is truthful critique, more sauce, more cheese. Is that too well done? And then occasionally, really go for the home run. If something comes to me quickly, then I'll go for the haymaker. But always in a fun way. So yeah, it's become a thing. Like I said, I'm starting the chicken parm t-shirts with sauce hockey. They're out now.
I saw those.
So that I'm curious to see how they do, and that's going to be fun. So yeah, it's just, again, most of the stuff I do is stupid and dumb, and sometimes it's just some reason catches on for a little bit. So that's Now I'm known for chicken parm.
So I love it. And that too.
We have one for you to
rate. We thought we'd have you rate one here.
Oh, wow. That looks actually, well, again, I don't like to eat out of styrofoam or out of, what do you call that? Aluminum. I don't know. The tin. Yeah. But it looks good. It looks like it's not too thick. It's a big wagon of a piece of parm. I hope you're splitting that thing. Look at that thing.
Yeah. We're going to smash it right after.
No, definitely. I bet that looks good. That looks pretty solid. Where'd you get it?
Mastrioni's in Summerlin.
Oh, that's
Desert Inn and Wallaby.
That sounds like a winner of a name. So yeah, that looks really good.
Dude.
You have to let me know.
Yeah.
you'll have to text me or email me and let me know. Give me out of 10 how it tasted like. So.
Absolutely, we
count
will.
on it.
That's amazing.
Count on it.
Oh my God.
I love it.
Well, thank you so much.
Oh my God.
This was
You bet. That was fun.
This was so fun.
This was a great moment for us.
Oh my God, I'm dying.
Great moment for me.
Lovely talking to you. Thank you so much again.
Thank you.
You bet. Good luck with the podcast and good luck with the Parm. And next year in Vegas, find me and
Absolutely.
we'll do a shot of tequila together.
Yes.
Absolutely. Love it.
All right.
Awesome.
Thank you.